Welcome back, Lycans and gentlemen. This is the final part, guys, of the full playthrough of Resident Evil 8 Village on glorious PS5. I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for supporting the playthrough, the streams, the videos. I really appreciate all your likes, your comments, and also especially to those of you that have newly subscribed to the channel. A big thumbs up and a thank you to you. So here we are. This is where it all ends. So I anticipate in this part we're going to be fighting Heisenberg, Mother Miranda. We're obviously going to see the end, and also, guys, I'm going to be doing my review of the game as I do with all my full game playthroughs. Timestamps for each of those will be in the video below, just in case any of you don't want to either see the ending, or if you have seen the ending, if you want to see my thoughts and feelings on the review of the game. Tend to rate it out of 10 and then encompass everything from the graphics, the sound, the gameplay itself, the atmosphere, the enemies, how it feels. All of it will be nicely detailed in there for you. So let me know what your thoughts and feelings are if you've completed the game in the comments. It goes without saying, but this is going to contain spoilers. This will contain the final sections of the game, including the ending and including the review. So just in case those of you who don't want it ruined, sorry, I'm trying to do two things at once. For those of you that don't want it ruined, timestamps will be in the description below. So let's crack on. So in the last part, we met up with the wonderful Chris Redfield, who gave us a little bit of a lowdown on what's going on. We've got a better idea now about what's happening. Mia apparently, spoilers, Mia apparently, at the start of the game, was not actually Mia. It was Miranda in her bioweapon form. Apparently she has the ability to shapeshift. She can turn into anyone and anything that she wants, which is pretty scary, but basically Chris has spilled that it wasn't Mia at the beginning that he shot, it was Miranda, and he tried to take Rose back and save Rose from what she wanted, but it didn't go to plan. It's just a big spoiler warning, guys. This is going to be the final section of the game. If you don't want to see it, you need to bounce out now.
Metal polymer composite, huh? Time to fight fire with fire.
This has got Mad Max written all over it. Oh my god.
I'm coming, Rose.
You can guard with that. R2 machine gun, R2 cannon. Oh my days. I feel like a Terminator in this thing. But yeah, go and check out the last part, guys, if you want to get up to speed of where we are. We did Heisenberg's factory, which was a decent level. Got a little nightmarish thing going on in the background with all the bodies going along conveyor belts. And we faced some Terminators, basically. They were near as damn it Terminators. And it looks like it's not over just yet. Let's have them. So hold the cannon. Ah, I see.
You're like a goddamn cockroach.
There he is.
You think you can take me on? This'll be my home before I kill the bitch. Let's settle this. Man and man. Your corpse will be another addition to my army.
He's got a that's what we need to go for. Another one there.
So this is the path of the long. You dead already? Like that cannon. Time to wrap things up. In the face of my steel glory!
Come up.
Guess I do have to thank that bitch Miranda for this. I'll kill her with the time she do. That's what I call being a good son!
Oh, yes. Can't tell you how good this feels on the adaptive triggers, guys. Highly recommend you play this on PS5 if you can. Purely for the dual sense and what it can do.
The clock is ticking, Ethan.
There's the weak spots. Put me down. Chris has just blown up the factory. Boulder punching asshole, I love it. Boulder punching asshole. He actually referred to Chris punching the boulder.
It's hopeless, right? Just give up. Flesh and blood will never win against me! This isn't David and Goliath. It's Ethan!
Oh my god, that was so good, that reference. Boulder puncher. Oh, we got some mines. Can't use them. Of course not.
Having fun? Come on! Too bad I'm your only fan.
Trying to go for the is he running? Is he crawling or something?
Oh, don't give up! Don't die like the world's watching.
You need get the soft bits. Yeah.
You really should have taken my deal.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, come on, get on it. Fire! Yes! Yes! Come on! Ta-ta! Shed. Love it. Iron Giant down. Just Miranda left now. Yo, Chris, I got her.
Ethan? I heard explosions. What the hell happened?
I dealt with Heisenberg. Now I'm gonna find Miranda and get Rose back.
Not without me. It's too dangerous. Wait there, you hear me? Ethan?
Rose?
It's not her.
Ethan! Ethan, respond!
It's not her.
Mia?
Our child. She's so important, isn't she?
She's everything to me.
And mine to me.
Shoot her in the head.
With Heisenberg gone, we've lost your lead. What are you going to do?
I don't know, but I'm saving Rose.
You'd never know, do you? Even when I took me as
Look at that.
in your home. Poor Ethan.
Who are you? Where's Rose?
Oh my god. Oh shit.
Enough. Remember Evelyn and her power over the mole?
I do, yeah.
Rose is her successor. No. Rose is Evelyn's true, complete form. She will grow to fully control the masses. And I must have her.
Fuck you, you crazy bitch!
Calm yourself. Rose will be safe.
What the hell?
The Megamycete catalogs all of this. However, she will be reborn as my daughter.
She's my child, not yours. Where are you? Show yourself!
This is
Why did
insane.
Rose come to be? Was it because of her parents? And you are truly a special.
No.
But I've learned all I can. Your worth.
My
as a
initial
lab
guess was the
rat
granny
is
was Mother Miranda.
Miranda! You coward! Come out and face me!
Oh my god.
Don't worry. Your death will come quick. You will join the Megamycete's records.
Ooh. That's gotta be a thumbnail. Pulled his heart out.
I will make sure to sample your blood for later. Once dawn breaks, the ceremony will be complete.
What the hell?
And I will become her true mother, bound for eternity in blood.
What?
I've waited so long. But dreams really can come true. Vessel or not, I can't wait to see my true child again.
What the hell?
Captain, I've confirmed the death of Ethan Winters. I wasn't able to retrieve the body, but I've recorded evidence.
Share your screen, and I'll go over the situation. My team and I were careless. Yesterday, we took down the transformed Miranda, but we didn't kill her.
Who knew she could fake being a corpse?
Since Miranda could have infected Ethan, I forcefully took him and Rose with us. But the vehicle they were riding in was attacked. When I got to the wreck, Ethan and Rose were gone. The last time I was able to contact Ethan, I heard Miranda's voice. She murdered him, and she is not gonna get away with it. God damn it, when does it end?
Are you playing as Chris?
What's that, sir? The mission?
All of it. 3 years trying to put this thing in the ground. 3 years too long.
So when does Chris smoke? But I suppose he's stressed the fuck out. With the amount of shit he's had to deal with.
We'll get her, Captain. The squad's ready for you.
Please let me play as Chris.
So BSAA got here already. They didn't waste any time.
Mission adjustment?
No, doesn't change anything. Terminate Miranda and rescue Rose. That's the mission. And failure's not an option.
Let's have some fun, people. Like old times.
Move out.
Roger.
K9, I want to know what the hell BSAA is doing here. Find out what you can.
Roger that. I'm on it.
Been a while since we fought
Yeah! Target locator. Hand grenade. Oh my god, here we go. Med injector.
When was it last? The desert?
Doing nothing but recon's gotten me out of shape.
But thanks to your recon, we know Miranda's plan.
Couldn't quite believe it when I heard she turned herself into
This is insane.
Taking 5 shots to the head's nothing to sneeze at either. Spooky.
We're moving in. What's that? Is that a lichen? Well, there's one of ours. Looks like a lichen.
Hey, Alpha, look at this.
BSAA. They've gone too far. Christ.
Looks pretty rough down there. How are you planning on reaching the objective?
First, we're gonna have to take that thing out.
I've got your back, boss. Let's get to work.
God damn.
Everyone watch for hostile bioweapons.
Jeez, we're playing as Chris Redfield. This is what I wanted.
Roger.
Made contact with a group of hostile bioweapons.
There's more than we thought.
Oh, his gun feels good. Oh, his gun feels good. Gun feels very good. It's just amazing how different each gun feels. It feels really heavy but powerful. Just because I can.
Western route is clear. Moving out.
Roger that.
This is amazing.
BSAA craft spotted. 2 guards. I can take them.
Don't get cocky.
So let's just familiarize ourselves. What's this? A laser targeting device. Oh shit. He's got like a bloody air raid thing. Combat knife. Med injector. Chris is a badass. Imagine if we get Resident Evil 9 playing as Chris Redfield but in first person. That's the dream. Let's go for it.
What the hell is that thing? It's all new to my seat.
That's probably where Miranda is. Let's go.
Oh. What are we doing running through?
Large mutated bioweapon sighted.
Where?
Maybe releasing infectious particulates. Keep your eyes aside. Didn't expect to see the BSAA going so far.
They got
Red.
eyes on Miranda too. Probably wanted to intervene.
Dude, you might want to turn around. Oh, nice.
Goddamn! These things are persistent.
Yes.
Hey boss, it's me. I'm at the location preparing for support fire. Might be a minute.
Roger.
Tundra here. Leaving some supplies in one of the houses, Captain. Help yourself.
Oh my god. And we've got night vision. Holy crap. To go from what Ethan was to playing as Chris. Ethan is a badass, don't get me wrong, but playing this section as Chris is another level. You can just feel the ramp up in skill and expertise. His weapons are better. His character moves better. More nimble with the guns. He's got better armory. And it just, even with the dual sense and the adaptive triggers, when you press down on this gun, it really feels like, you know, you're pulling the gun up, and as it fires, you can feel the recoil in the triggers. It's another level. You have to go through that way. This is what we all came here for. And look how quickly he's just taking them out as well. In true Chris Redfield fashion.
I need some backup.
I see you. Keep to the point.
This way? Nope. Music's brilliant as well. See your ass down.
I've never heard of a mutant like secretly huge.
Just wasting all of them. Not today, fuckers. I'm actually going to keep the thumbnail as it is because it's Chris Redfield and this is the Chris Redfield show. It's like Lord of the Rings, but with rifles. Yeah. Oh, that feels so good wielding that gun. The pistol's good as well. Feels really heavy, but packs a hell of a punch. So, have a grenade. There's loads of them. They're just gonna keep coming, aren't they? Come on.
My mom saw this shit. She thinks she died and gone to
100%.
I've reached the target location. Damn, this is
God, they were just coming and coming.
All right, Lobo. Marking the target.
Roger that, boss.
Here we go.
Alright. Reloading now. Just a minute. There's a swarm headed that way.
Oh my god.
Okay, Captain. Reload. Right when you
Come on, come on, come on, come on.
The world is rapidly expanding. There must be something standing. Once I get to
Ah, fuck it. Fuck it. Run. Shit, I'm getting sliced. Ah, shit, I'm cracked. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Fuck you. Ah, fucking hell, there's loads of them.
Is the target locator working? Damn it, these things are using weapons. Sure they're thinking the same about you.
Fucking hell. Trapped. I'm gonna ladder, bro. Move.
Just point the laser at the target and leave the rest to me. It takes a minute to target the point. Try and keep the laser on it as long as you can.
I'll mark a point with the target. Good. Mega Mycete must be below.
Is that all of them?
Captain, the Mega Mycete is underground.
I'm on my way.
Mental. Flash grenade. Oh. That was decent. Let's go for it. Poor Ethan. Hope he's alive. Somehow.
I found a way down. I'm going in. The rest of you stay back.
Captain, I compared the mold at the village with a sample from the bakers, and there's no sign of the genome editing we saw in the E-series. The stuff originated here.
What? So it started here and it spread to the bakers. Dude, I can see you, I ain't coming down. Gonna have to boogie.
Guarding the Mega Mycete, huh? Lobo, I got a tough guy here. I'm gonna need backup.
You're around.
There's an opening in the roof. Use it.
Okay, I'm moving out. Until I get there.
Hold out. Covered in shebang. Guy coming over. Hi.
Good. I'll signal with the locator.
Give it good. Break.
Shit. Shit. Need to flashbang him. Come on.
Nice. Thought so.
Yeah, good work.
Reloading now. Just a minute.
Shit.
Okay, Captain.
Come on. Come on.
Hold your horses. I'm reloading.
Gotta be his back, innit? Come on. It's done.
I'll keep going. The rest of you, stay above ground.
Flipping out. Got tears in my eye, did. What a fight. Wait, how do we get out? Going underground.
So if Miranda was the fake Mia, where's the real one? I doubt she saw any further use for her. I don't
That's
get
what I
any of
wanna
this. How did Miranda even know Rose exists?
A moldy little bird told her, maybe?
We can figure that out later. Focus on the plan.
Checking I got a full set of weapons. Oh god.
I found it. It's the megamycete.
Can we shoot it?
Alpha to squad. I've located the megamycete.
So now we can end this mess after all.
Kill it.
About damn time. N2 explosives armed. There's enough there to blow the whole village sky high.
Let's get out of here and blow the damn place.
Not before I end Miranda. I'm not taking any more chances. I'm going in.
Super windy.
Standing by.
Super windy.
Captain, I have eyes on Miranda at the ceremony site.
Keep your distance. Do not move until I give the order.
I know it's too late now, but we really should have told Ethan.
There wasn't time. We didn't expect Miranda to act so soon.
Even so, you should have told him.
Yeah, it is what it is. Kept him safe at the end of the day. Let's go and finish this.
This must be Miranda's lab.
There's the crests. Salvatore Moreo. Cadeau affinity low, brain function surprisingly low. The Cadeau has caused drastic changes to internal organs, transforming them into organs similar to fish-like gills and a swim bladder. Another subject with irregular cell division, causing him to transform into a giant fish. The subject is unable to control this transformation. Too many defects, an unfit vessel for either. Did she make Evelyn? Miranda must have made Evelyn. Alcina Dimitrescu. Most favourable, normal. Regeneration rate is incredibly fast. The subject can heal any external wound within seconds and grow her nails into claws in mere moments. Rapid regeneration also means an increased body size. Ah. Due to hereditary blood disease, the subject must ingest human flesh and blood on a regular basis to maintain regeneration properties. Sick. I suspect that if the subject's regeneration is not properly balanced, then she may mutate uncontrollably, an unfit vessel for either. Battle Heisenberg, incredibly favourable. Has electric organs similar to the electric ray, Narci japonica. These electric organs are connected to the subject's nervous system, can therefore pass and control electricity throughout the entire body, allowing control of magnetic fields which is used to move metal. He's basically Magneto. Splendid specimen, but still an unfit vessel for either. So it's like she's tested all these things and it's kind of like got better as time's gone on. No. Donna Beneviento. Favourable, normal, though severe mental illness. Physically, she is no different from a regular human, however, she can secrete a signal producing substance which controls plants infected by the mutamycete. When humans absorb the pollen from a particular flower, she can cause them to have hallucinations. However, she is mentally underdeveloped and has divided her Kadu among her dolls in order to control them from a distance. An unfit vessel for Eva. Is it Eva or Eva? It's got to be Evelyn. She's made Evelyn.
So they're using this to control the bioweapons.
Is that her, Miranda? She must have lost her child. It's messed up. That looks like Evelyn. That looks a hell of a lot like Evelyn. It is Evelyn. Miranda created Evelyn. Holy shit. Oh my god. Dear Miranda, my deepest apologies for not meeting you in person. I would love nothing more than to visit your quaint village once more. However, I am incredibly busy. Then again, I suppose for an immortal woman such as yourself, you no longer remember this poor half-dead medical student in the snow. I've always cherished the revelations I came to 15 years ago when I stayed in your village. I was inspired by your research. Here we go. To think one could transform a human by infecting them with an organism, positively visionary. I knew that with that knowledge I could achieve my own vision for the next step in human evolution. Even after 2 world wars and humanity on the cusp of another, my conviction never wavered. I realized, however, though, through the many nights of an intellectual task you and I shared, that your conviction differed from mine. You hope to bring back a single dead person, while I aim to change the world. This has got to be Spencer or something. Your experiments on the mold would not have aided me in my endeavour to achieve an exponential infection. I thought a virus would be more effective. This is why, my dear, I had to leave you. I still regret never telling you goodbye. My apologies for reminiscing. I actually have news that I thought might please you. I have found the key to evolution. The progenitor, a virus found in Africa. There we go. I plan to start a company with friends and colleagues dedicated to virus research. I will call it Umbrella. Oh my god. Just like the symbol in the cave that we spoke about. I am one step closer to making my vision a reality. I hope you will be able to achieve your goal someday too. You taught me so much, and for that I will be forever in your debt. Sincerely, your lifelong student, Oswald E. Spencer. Oh my god. Holy crap. Spencer learned from Miranda, and Spencer is the head of Umbrella. He was one of Miranda's students at the village. He saw a nice symbol he liked the look of. He took it away. Oh my god.
Spencer, here.
That is insane.
No way.
What a twist. What a twist. There she is. Evelyn. My Eva, or Ava. It's been 100 years since I lost you to the Spanish flu. I was so powerless back then, but now I can bring you back to life from the Megamycete. I had to test your new vessel's regenerative abilities. I took her apart and revived her in the Megamycete regulator, the Giant's Chalice. All that is left is to merge her with the Megamycete. The ceremony can finally begin. It all makes sense now. After I lost you, I was so stricken with grief that I wandered into a cave to die. I so wanted to be with you again, and that's when I found it, the Megamycete, completely by accident. When I touched the black substance, my mind was overcome with knowledge. The Megamycete breaks down and absorbs the consciousness of those who have perished. I knew that if your consciousness was in there too, then there would be a way to bring you back. I just needed the right vessel. Makes sense. When I returned to the village, I implanted the villagers with mold from the Megamycete. That way I could control them, experiment on them. I have experimented on hundreds of people just to find you the perfect vessel. I even tried to increase the efficiency of finding a vessel by creating a parasite I called Kadu. Yet none of my experiments came to fruition. There were some, like Alcina, Lady D, who were close to being perfect, but most turned into lichens. I was once approached by an organization who said they would assist me. I gave them some of the mold and your DNA, but all they created was another defect, Evelyn. Then again, not a complete failure. I learned of Rose thanks to them, and I knew she would be the perfect vessel. Oh my god, because it makes sense now, because Mia used to work for them. Mia worked for the company that was harbouring Evelyn. There was some interference, but I was able to verify her suitability. Now my research is finally complete. Ava, I have waited too long to see you again. Holy shit. Spencer was a student, and there's Mia on the right. Miranda was one of the doctors. Oh my god. Working for the same company that Mia was working for when they were harbouring Evelyn. It all makes sense. It all makes sense. That's crazy. What a good twist. Well done, Capcom. Well done indeed, my friends. That is amazing.
Show me your hands! Umbrise, this is Alpha. Where is Miranda right now?
Is that the real Mia?
Still at the ceremony site. Whatever she's doing, she's staying put.
God damn. It really is.
That's the real Mia.
I'm glad you saved me. Why are you here?
I was caught in Houston experiments.
Wait, did you say Mia? Mia Winters?
In the flesh. What's the situation up there?
Trying to shut the curtain, but not take my eyes off of what's going on.
Don't get distracted. Stick to the mission. I'm headed to the ceremony site.
Wait! You can't leave me here. You promised, damn it! You said that you would keep us safe. We did everything that you asked. We moved over here, everything! And I didn't care. So long as we were together.
Messed up.
So you tell me, where is my husband? Where is my daughter?
Ethan is gone. I couldn't save him. But I can save Rose.
I love how Heisenberg brought up Chris punching the boulder. I thought that was genius. All the little Easter eggs.
It's not safe here after all.
What do you mean he's gone?
He did.
He's dead. I'm sorry, Mia, but we have to leave. We have to destroy this village.
No! You're wrong. I tried to keep this a secret, but...
Here we go.
You don't understand how special he is.
What? I called it. Ethan's got powers. I bet he can regenerate. Here we go. Here we go. He's got the mold. He is the ideal vessel.
What's going on?
He's the vessel Miranda's after. Oh god, that's Evelyn.
Someone there? It's cold.
He's the ideal vessel. Oh my days.
Did I get here? God, it's freezing.
He can regenerate. He's like Wolverine.
This shit in my body.
You're so dumb.
There she is.
Evelyn? How are you here?
You're dead.
Dead? I mean, Miranda. She... no. I still have to save Rose.
Wrong! It wasn't Miranda. You were always dead.
Hmm?
What are you saying? I can still...
You were always dead? What do you mean?
See? Miranda didn't kill you. You mean you didn't think it was weird? No matter how much you got hurt?
Yeah, I did think that.
Remember. Baker house. You were murdered by Jack. You died there 3 years ago.
What?
That's impossible. No way.
I'm hella confused.
You shouldn't even be able to walk around.
Quit messing with my head.
You shouldn't be walking.
Screw you!
What the hell is going on?
What am I?
I'm Batman.
I did all that.
This is weird.
Rose. Mia.
Oh, look at his hand.
Now do you get it? Your whole body is nothing but mold. You can't ever see your family again.
Family.
This is messed up.
No. Rose. I have to save my daughter.
You're already dead. Dead!
It doesn't make sense how he can just survive anything.
I will save Rose!
What the fuck? We're in the Duke's wagon, I think.
At last, he awakes.
Where am I?
My carriage, Ethan. You were having a nightmare.
Duke?
Your battle with Heisenberg was a sight to see. But to think Miranda would show herself.
How long have I been out?
Not long till dawn.
Duke, I need a favor. Take me to Miranda.
I assumed as much and am already on the way. We should arrive shortly.
Ethan's like the ultimate bioweapon.
But Ethan, are you sure of this? Your body is, well, falling apart.
Yeah, it happens.
Yes.
Foolish of me to ask.
Speaking of foolish questions, who or what are you?
Even I can't quite answer that. We're here.
I owe you one.
Mr. Winters, I'm afraid you can't return to your old world any longer. Are you ready?
Hmm?
Yeah. I have to be.
My old world?
I gotta go.
What does he mean, my old world? Need to switch that out. I've got nothing there. This is getting crazy. Time to fight Miranda. It has given me some stuff. That's insane. I love the fact that oh, even the horse is getting taken over. I love the fact that Miranda was all linked in. And Mia was part of it as a save. I need some of that. Here we go. This is it, ladies and gents. The final boss. The big boss.
Out of my way. I gotta keep going.
Just go for him.
Ah, little Ava, my beautiful daughter.
What?
Come to me. Ava, is that you? Oh, how I've missed you.
What the hell?
What?
I love how the old lady was Mother Miranda. I called it when I played the demo. I thought this old woman's got to be Mother Miranda. Never have guessed it is the way it is though.
My power is leaving me.
Yes, it is.
Rose!
She's not going to be happy.
Miranda!
Interesting. Your body certainly isn't normal.
Give Rose to me. Now!
You will see. Once I kill you properly, everything.
Get her now!
Yeah, nice.
Let go!
I've spent a lifetime creating this this moment. And you try to take it away from me. I will take
nice.
what is due.
I'll take what is due.
My desires will be fulfilled! Rose is mine!
What the fuck?
He loves saying that, doesn't he?
You fulfilled your purpose, Soldiers. You disposed my false children and awakened the glorious enlightenment.
Oh, shit.
Now, please do not worry for little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true peace. So now you can die peacefully.
Not letting you get away.
Yeah. Run.
There's nothing. Come, gents. Here I come. Why? You understand the love of a parent or child. How can you deny me?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
Your time is up! Now die! I've never seen a human without heart. Are you sure? You won't intervene.
Uh-oh.
This is... Cease this foolishness.
Come on.
I shall put you to rest. The Megamycete saved me from the pits of despair. It granted me this splendid power.
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive you nuts.
Can I craft any? I've got one left. Red. Ooh.
After all, everyone dies.
Just keep pounding, keep pounding.
Feel the Dark God's wrath!
Whoa.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left things in my hands. Come on, rest now.
The hell I will.
Die, 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 die.
Die, die. I'm a bit low on health.
I will take back my daughter! I understand your feelings, Mr. Winters. this day.
She's a beast. Oh dear. She got me. She got me. Ah, fuck, I've got to do it again. Okay. Let's try that again, shall we?
You fulfilled your purpose, Mr. Williams. You disposed of my false children and awakened the glorious Megamycete. Now, please do not worry the little Rose. I assure you I'll provide her with true happiness. So now you can die peacefully. You understand the love of a parent and child. How can you deny me?
Why the hell can't you realize Rose is my goddamn kid, not yours?
This is... Cease this foolishness.
I don't know why I'm leaning away. Concentration is real.
Your time is up! Now die!
Hello.
The Megamycete saved me from the pits of despair. It granted me this splendid power!
Yeah, right. All it's done is drive you nuts.
Red.
Such vitality.
Come on. She's a beast. Literally.
Will this kill you? I can take any form I desire. Even.
Not enough.
Oh, great Megamycete, hear my prayer!
Uh-oh. Come on.
Now, Mr. Winters, I think it's time you left things in my hands. Rest now.
The hell I will.
I will take back my daughter!
Come on, where are you?
Die, 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 die!
Die, die.
I understand your feelings, Mr. Winters. Truly. But this
Uh-oh.
If I combine Rose with a Megamycete, my daughter will be made manifest at last! I've waited a century, all for this day. After all, everyone dies. Why do you interfere? Surely you have no need of Rose now. So close to death.
She's my goddamn daughter, you psycho!
Shit.
I've never seen a human live without his heart. Are you sure you're not?
Come on.
Here I come. Won't hit him.
Shit.
For my daughter.
Okay.
I will take back my daughter! There's nothing.
Ah, I've got nothing left, man. Got nothing left. Got no ammo, nothing.
The villagers, those foreigners, they could do nothing to assuage my years of loneliness.
Ever think the problem might be you, Miranda? You're not capable of real love.
I will not let him or anyone else take Rose or my daughter.
Shit.
I'll take wonderful care of
Oh, you fuck. Uh-oh.
Hold still. Why? Why won't you die?
Oh my god, I missed.
How about this? My wish will come true.
No.
This is
I've got no ammo left.
curse this ramshackle village.
I've literally got no ammo.
I shall put you to rest.
You might just need a little knife time.
You still stand.
Barely. Oh my god. Got a knife, that's all I got left.
Die, 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 die. This is how you end Ethan Winters.
I think I actually just done it with a knife.
To ensure I never see your face again, I will feed you to the magnificent. Every single
I've got nothing left to shoot with. Oh, I have, hang on.
cell of your being.
How's that? I don't know, I'm still alive. Come on. Yes, that's got to be it. That has to be it. God, I used all my ammo. Flipping out.
My daughter! My Eva!
Ta-ta. Thanks for coming. Hell yeah. Oh look.
Rose! It's all right, Rose. It's all right.
What a legend. Oh no. Ethan's dying.
Ethan! Ethan! Come on, Ethan. Come on, Ethan, wake up.
Chris.
Ethan. You did it. It's finished.
I think we've finished each other.
Ethan. We gotta move.
Is this the end of Ethan's story? Come on, let's see his face. Switch back to Chris. Come on, let me shoot something.
Keep moving, Ethan. There's a bomb in that thing that'll blow this whole village sky high. Hey, look at me. When I hit this trigger, we can't be anywhere near it. Ah, damn it. Mia's waiting for you. She's alive, you hear me? Alive.
Mia.
Mamma mia.
I'm so sorry. I love you. Keep Rose safe.
Hey, hey. Hey. And you tell yourself. Now, come on, it's not that much further.
Watch over her.
Oh no.
Teach her to be strong.
God damn it.
I'm calling it Resident Evil 9.
Bye, Rosemary.
Ethan is the main boss.
Ethan.
Did a nice little handover for Chris. He's never been in first person, guys. We could be getting Chris as the main character in 9. And Ethan could be the main boss in the next one. But is this the end? It could be end. You could just be gone. Might get blown to pieces. Oh, Ethan, mate. What a legend he was, though.
Rose?
Go. Go, take us up now.
Wait! Where's Ethan?
He ain't coming
Get
back.
moving. We have to get clear.
No! We can't go, not without my husband!
Mia, sit down and strap in.
Not before you tell me where Ethan is. I know he wouldn't abandon us. Tell me what's going on. Where?
See, I thought Chris was gonna die at the end.
What was that?
I told you to sit down.
Where is he? Chris? What have you done?
He's gone. I tried. He stayed so we could all escape. I'm sorry.
Yeah, to be fair, he died a warrior's death.
Captain, you need to see this.
Don't say he's revived.
BSAA didn't send soldiers. This is a bioweapon.
What the hell were they thinking?
Orders, Captain.
Pick up the rest of the squad. Plot a course for BSAA Europe HQ. Someone's gotta pay.
Ooh. Could be DLC, could be the next game. My hunch is it's going to be DLC. What a game. Ah, I want more. It's left very, very open. That was amazing. Well, there we go, ladies and gents. That is the ending. I'm just going to let the credits play out. There might be post-credit cutscenes at the end. But we're going to move into the review anyway. But if anyone is now going to bounce out, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone for watching. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up and subscribe if you're brand new. Stay tuned for the review if you want to. Timestamps obviously below, guys. We've done it. Weird. Very clever though how they weaved the monsters into this as well, even just out of this fairy tale into the game. Creepy. Just as good as number 7, I would say miles ahead of it as well. Huge improvements, both in terms of the gameplay, the story, the monsters, the weapons, everything. It was great. Lots of positive reviews, guys, for this as well, which is easy to see why. This also isn't the end. Apparently you unlock Mercenaries mode, which we're going to have a go on very, very soon. And you also get a free multiplayer game called Resident Evil Rebirth.
The more you took, she snarled. Some more in turn is due. In a blink, the girl was trapped inside a mirror. Her parents, though, had searched all day and at last arrived. With rampant rage, Father fought the witch, while Mother's loving touch shattered the dark enchantment. But the witch was strong, and Father yelled, "Save our daughter!" So Mother bore their child to safety. The forest was consumed.
Here we go.
Even now, the burnt forest is a grim reminder of Father's sacrifice. To this day, any child who stares too long into the charred wasteland will be haunted by nightmares of getting lost while picking berries.
Amazing. Whoa, got chills. Goosebumps watching that. But yeah, so we've got the Mercenaries mode, which is the free multiplayer that comes with the game. It's not quite ready yet. There's still a few things that Capcom are going to tweak because there's apparently some connection issues with the servers. So we're going to hang fire a week or two before we do a preview on that one. And I'll do a little stream so you guys can get a feel for what that's about. And also we'll do the Mercenaries mode. I am still gutted that we missed one treasure chest. And that is my one gripe with the game. It is literally my only gripe. We got all the way through, and there's a certain section, if you come away from Beneviento's house and you don't go to the graveyard, which we didn't do, specifically to the crypt gate where the broken headstone is, once you go past that point there is no going back. You're not going to get the headstone again, and you need that headstone to put it into the grave outside Beneviento's house where you get the family heirloom. And you'll need that if you're going to do a platinum trophy, if you're a completionist, if you want to do all the side quests. You'll need that, and it's a bit frustrating that the gate doesn't remain open. I don't understand why it doesn't. It makes sense to me that once it's opened it should stay open. But we went past it, and the gate for some weird reason was then locked, and we couldn't go back and get it. That's my one and only gripe with the game. So just be aware of that, guys, if you're playing through. When you come away from Beneviento's house, aka Bride of Chucky, when you do that boss fight and you come away, go straight to the graveyard and collect the headstone that's locked behind the iron gate, opposite where the goat is on the stand, the first goat you get in the game. Otherwise, you'll be locked out of it and you can't go back. So that's a bit frustrating. But that is my one and only gripe with it. We'll obviously talk about the review in a second when the credits are finished. But all in all, perfecto. Horror paradise. Very, very good. Directly linked to number 7, obviously. I loved the twists and turns. I loved the fact that Miranda was part of the crew as a doctor in that first sort of medical team where they created Evelyn. Miranda created Evelyn as well, which is also a good twist. But she's just really trying to bring her daughter back. She's just lost her mind, went into a cave, found some weird substance that she was able to manipulate, run tests on, and she's used everybody in the village to test on, and most of them turn into lichens. Some of them have powers, they take to it, but they sort of have weird powers and become deformed in the form of Lady D, Heisenberg, Beneviento and Moro. So it's really good to see how that played out, but also the biggest bloody twist was Spencer, Oswald E. Spencer, the head of Umbrella, the guy that started everything that we know in Resident Evil, was a student of Miranda in the village, and that's where it all started. He was a student within the village. Learned her craft, learned about how she was testing on people. It's messed up, but honestly, what a good twist. That was probably my favourite plot point. Never saw that coming. Very, very well thought out, beautifully written, loads of twists and turns. I honestly thought Chris Redfield was going to die in this one. I'm kind of glad he didn't, but I'm also a bit gutted that Ethan's dead, or is he? He's got regenerative powers, he seems to just keep coming back. Personally, I'd like to see that as the end of Ethan's story, because if he comes back again, I just think it's going to be a bit ridiculous. And I know Resident Evil can be a bit ridiculous and far-fetched and out there sometimes, but I would personally enjoy it more if this is a closed book on Ethan. And I liked how they set up Chris. They're either going to do some DLC when he goes to the BSAA headquarters. Like you said, someone needs to pay. That could be the next game, or it could be DLC as part of this game, similar to what they did with Resi 7. But I would personally love in the next game that we use or play as Chris Redfield. Heck, I'd even take half the game as Mia, half the game as Chris. But they've set it up beautifully. You've got to remember, Evelyn is still alive within the mold. Anyone that's infected with the mold is essentially controlled by Evelyn. And Evelyn was created by Miranda. So they could easily do another story on this, but if this is a closed book on this era, this, you know, the mold virus, then I'll take it. But I really, really like how they've this is almost kind of a spin-off to the main Resident Evil, because the main stories are all about the T virus, the G virus, you know, Wesker, the Birkins, Spencer. That's about Umbrella. That's the whole gist of Resident Evil. This is almost a side story / prequel to the series, in that Miranda is the one that started the mold. Spencer was influenced by it. He was enlightened by it. He took away what he learned from Miranda as a student and used that to create Umbrella. Oh, here we go. Knew there's going to be some post-credits. Hopefully this will give us a hint as to what's to come.
Do you think the little boy will be able to touch the moon?
Nobody can touch the moon, it's too far away.
Wait, what if he has a rocket ship?
I think that's Rose.
Okay, then you can touch it, but it'd be very, very cold.
You were being silly. I don't think the moon.
Next game is Rose. Wouldn't mind that. Carry on from Ethan's story. Beautiful graphics.
Hey, Dad. Happy birthday. Sorry I missed last week. I have a lot of tests coming up. You know how it is. Talk of the goddamn devil. Duty calls. I love you.
What a legend Ethan is.
Yeah, I found her. Where else? Today of all days. We have a situation. You're needed, Evelyn.
Don't you ever call me that again.
Whoa, it's just a joke, Rose.
I can show you things even Chris doesn't know I can do.
We have a clear shot.
Stand down. I can handle it. She's just a kid.
What?
Way to keep it together, Rose.
You're a lot like him, you know?
I know.
God, this could go anywhere. Ethan. Here's Mr. Redfield. I think. It's weird, why didn't they show that bit? The father's story is now done. God damn. Great Dad. There we go. 10 hours, guys. Not bad at all. 10 hours, 34 minutes. New difficulty level is available. The difficulty has been selected when starting a new game. Extra content. Shop. Concept art. Figures. Challenges. Bonuses. New game mode. Weapons. Concept art. Version, creating the village of shadows, level design, special weapon. You have completed the following challenges. Can be used to purchase points. Oh, we've got loads. So let's just save that clip a minute. Not sure how long it was, but we'll take half an hour. When you load the completed data, some things will carry over from your completed game. Whoa, there we go, guys. So that's the playthrough done. Let's talk review. First of all, I just want to say a massive thank you once again to everybody for watching. I thoroughly enjoyed the game. Let's just dive into the review section now, because I've got so much I want to talk about. So where to begin? Blew me away. I'm a massive Resident Evil fan. Goes without saying, those of you that know me will know that, but if you're new to the channel, I'm a huge fan of horror in general, but a massive fan of Resident Evil, have been since the first one. And I've played all of the Resident Evil games apart from Resident Evil 0 actually, which I might do in the coming weeks just to pay homage to Resident Evil, and that'll be my Resident Evil collection done then. But I've played all the others. Massive fan of all of them, even Resident Evil 6, which a lot of people slate and say that it's not Resident Evil. It just takes the genre a different way, just for that one game. But I like all of them. Let's first of all talk about the graphics. So the graphics, goes without saying, are absolutely amazing. I have played this on PS5, so I am taking advantage of the ray tracing. Faster GPU, faster CPU. It's come out on all platforms, I think, even PC. So I'm seeing some mods flow through, mod videos and stuff coming through on my YouTube feed. So you can get this on PC, Xbox, PS4, PS5. I think you can even get it on Google Stadia or Stadia, however you say it. So there's a lot of platforms you can get this for. But in terms of the graphics, absolutely amazing. Sometimes the hair still, to this day, looks a little bit weird. It looks a little bit choppy and a bit like straw. It's one of those things that I think they'll always struggle with until we're probably jumping into the next generation of game engines and graphics design and stuff like that. It's just either the physics look really good or the hair looks really paper plastic, or it's the other way around. The hair looks great but the physics just looks odd. For some reason they can never get it right. I'm not just saying this about Capcom, I just think in general it's one of those things that's quite hard to get nailed down, and I haven't really seen the game do it well, but this is probably the best one that I've seen do it well. Other than that, obviously, let's talk about the design of the character. So we still don't see Ethan's face, but I think the whole purpose behind that is that we are Ethan. We can impose whatever face we want on him. We can imagine what he looks like, and our imagination finishes what the character is, basically. The reason why that's done normally is for the player or the viewer to put themselves in the shoes of the protagonist or the main character. So we've got a vision of what he looks like. What I think he looks like looks different to what you guys think he looks like, and vice versa. So it adds a layer of immersion to the game because you're thinking about the character, and there's a little bit, I like the mystery behind it. If they give everything away, nothing's left to the imagination, and you're sat there knowing everything, and there's no secrets or anything else. So you come away with ABC. If you don't come away with ABC, you tend to fill in the gaps yourselves. It's the same as what Chris Nolan does with his films. Inception, the Batman series, there's ways that it ends and there's ways that the story is delivered that's a little bit open to interpretation, and I like stuff like that, and this is kind of how this is with Ethan. Graphically, again, the main thing for me, which is what absolutely blew me away, is the level design. All the areas I absolutely love. So the village, the castle, the swamplands, the mines, the factory, even the bits at the end where you're almost running through ruins and you're going through derelict parts of the village that are uncovered, going into sanctuaries and stuff like that. Even as Chris running back through the village, everything's different. It doesn't feel the same. There's some sort of signposts and there's some areas that you recognise. But because everything's up in flames and you're seeing it from Chris's point of view, everything looks completely different and it feels like a different game. And for it to do that and not feel like it's sort of blocked together or stacked up in terms of how the levels are played out, I really, really liked it. It's kind of semi-open world. You can go back to certain areas. You can go and revisit places that you've been to, unless obviously it's been cut off through the story and there's no need for you to go back there. But generally everything is pretty open-ended once you've got to a certain stage of the game. Until then it's pretty linear, as it is with Resident Evil games. But there is a little bit of open worldness to it with the treasures, the side quests, the mini bosses, and just some of the puzzles you can go back and do once you've done it. So graphically, ray tracing is beautiful, the lighting, especially the weather effects, but for me it's the shadows and the lighting that are the biggest seller for this game. And even just to the very opening of the game where the truck crashes and you just see Ethan sort of trudging through the snow and going through the forest, getting to the first section of the game, that bit where you can just see his silhouette in the reflection almost of the truck lights behind you, and it just carves out his silhouette into the snow. It's really, really beautiful. It's really dark, mysterious, and I don't think I've ever seen it done so well, even in a film where it's the lighting's been done so well. I've never seen it done in a game like this before, and I think because now we've got the next gen consoles here and they've got ray tracing and all that stuff that encompasses it, we're in for some amazing games, and let's just really showcase what we can do. Obviously, Capcom used the Resi engine again for this one. I think they've perfected it now in terms of the gameplay. I think what they're doing is now adding layers to the graphics, which we can see in the form of the characters. Just the subtle details like the blood, the scars, the skin texture. Even when you sort of see Ethan's hand or Rose's hand, you can see everything from the veins, the sweat, the blood, oil, and the level of detail is phenomenal. It's like having a VR headset on, but pressed onto your screen and not actually having the headset on your head. It really does. I've played games in VR, and it's the closest that you're going to get to playing a VR game without having one, if that makes sense. So really, really good graphics. Sound is the biggest seller for this game. It comes without saying, really, but with a horror game, you want the sound to be picture perfect. I say picture perfect, sound perfect. You want it to be spot on, and if it's not spot on, quite often it becomes laughable. It's not as scary. But I think, again, with the sound, Capcom has nailed a very good balance between music and what I call empty sound, which is basically the sound of the environments. Twigs snapping, floorboards creaking, doors swinging open, the wind blowing through open windows, blowing curtains, just the creaks and groans of like houses, villages, huts, even the castle. You could just feel the wind just blowing down the corridors and stuff, and it's creepier, I think, sometimes than having the music itself. There are sections where there's music, there are sections where there's instrumental music, but I think Capcom have done an absolutely perfect job of balancing the two. They've done it in the right places. They've done it where it's needed, where tension is needed. You've got the music and the instruments, high-strung violins and stuff like that. And they've got a good balance of using sound in the right places. I think it's amazing. I would highly also recommend that you play this game with 3D audio headphones on. If you haven't got a 3D audio headset, just get a good headset that's got noise cancellation on it, just so you can immerse yourself, because the sound is another layer of immersion. A lot of people play it with, just the TV sounds, but honestly, try and get yourself a good headset. If you've got the Pulse 3D headset for the PS5, this will be perfect, because it's got Dolby Atmos surround sound and directional boom sounds and stuff like that. You want something that's got built-in 3D audio, almost like an IMAX in your head. And this is another layer of immersion that you'll get from the game. And that's exactly what I did. I had the volume up nice and high. I had a 3D audio headset on that had Dolby Atmos surround sound, directional sounds, and it definitely freaked me out even more than if I was just going to play it off the TV sound. So try and do that if you can, guys. I highly recommend you play it that way. Nice closed off headphones, nice and loud surround sound 3D audio. Thank me later. Honestly, it's worth it. It is worth it. So that's the sound, perfect. Gun sounds, the enemy sounds are creepy. The Lycans especially, even I think now, even all the bosses and stuff aside, the Lycans are the creepiest things in the game, and it's the thing that you're going to see the most. It's not so much the snarling and the growling that they do, it's more the movements. So they move so quickly. 1 minute that you can hear them running along the roof, then they're running down the side of the wall. And as we know, the roof and the wall have different textures. It might be stone and then straw, or stone and wood. And you can almost hear the nails as they're running across the different surfaces. And it really does play tricks on your mind. And it, again, immerses you into the game. And what really does help with the audio as well is if you are sort of running for your life, which you are a lot of the time, you'll be thankful for the directional audio. So you can sort of pinpoint where the enemies are coming from, whether it's behind you to the right, behind you to the left, or in front, or they're at the angles. And it kind of helps you cover yourself a bit when you're trying to run for cover and run to a safe space where you can turn and start shooting. So another plus definite for the headphones. Definitely play them with the headphones if you can. So that's the sound. Let's talk about gameplay. So guns, lots of guns, in the words of Neo from The Matrix. It's amazing. The guns are absolutely amazing. You've got obviously a variety of guns there. I didn't get a chance to play with all of them, unfortunately. I didn't get a chance to do the machine pistol, the final shotgun version, and I think there was a some sort of rifle I missed as well towards the end. But it just goes to show you how much you can come back, and you can do another game and carry over all your weapons, which I'm considering doing, just to try everything out and to get that final quest piece to finally get all the treasure chests. I'm not really considered about the platinum with this one, but if you love the game that much and you want to go back through, you have to do it on harder difficulties and all that kind of thing, so it's worth thinking about. But there's lots of replayability there just to go back and upgrade all your weapons. Also, you've got the Duke's recipes as well, which enhances your stats, so your health, your defense, how much damage you take when you're guarding, all that kind of stuff. So it's there if you want to go back and play it, which I think I will do. Might not necessarily do it on stream because you guys have seen the playthrough now, and that's the main thing I wanted to get on the channel. But if there is enough uptake on it and you want to see me do another playthrough, just let me know. Or if there's certain sections that you want to see, just let me know and I'll consider putting it up for you guys. So getting back to the gameplay, the guns feel absolutely amazing. You guys playing on PS4 or older gen consoles probably won't notice the difference. It'll just feel like it always has, which isn't a bad thing. But I highly recommend you get your hands on the PS5 version just so you can take advantage of the DualSense and what it can bring. So first of all, the haptic feedback. It sounds crazy, but when you're doing things with your hands as Ethan, so whether it's, you know, holstering a gun up, whether you're using the med solution on your hands, or if there's something in the game you're pressing a button or flipping a switch, you can almost feel, it's really hard to explain, but it's almost like air around the controller, and it almost, the air pulses, and it almost feels like whatever Ethan is doing, you're doing, but with the controller in your hand. So if he's pulling a switch, it feels like the air around your hand is tightening and you're making a grip with your hand. Crazy as that sounds, that's exactly what it feels like, and it's the best way I can describe it to you for any of you that haven't played on a DualSense yet. Haptic feedback is the ultimate beast in this game. Every gun feels different, so you've got your normal handguns, you've got your heavier shotguns, for example, then you've got your big boys like the grenade launchers and things like that. All of them feel insanely different, as they should. For example, the pistol, when you pull on the L2 and it goes up, you can feel a slight tension in the trigger as you pull it down. Same with the R2 when you fire it. You'll also feel the trigger pop as you pull the trigger, as you would expect in a recoil on a real gun. And it's massively different to a shotgun. It takes longer to holster the shotgun up as it would in real life. And again, when you're firing with the R2, you get a hell of a blowback on the trigger. It actually feels like the trigger's firing back like that at you. But you also feel like there's a hell of a lot more power behind it when you release the trigger as well, as it would with a real gun. And then it goes up the scale almost to when you get to your big ones like your grenade launchers. Heavy as hell, takes ages to reload. But when you fire that, it feels like you're firing a nuclear weapon out of your hand in real life, and that's whatever that might feel like. But that's the closest I'm going to get to what that feels like, and that's the best way I can describe it. All the guns feel completely different. They are beautifully designed with the game and the DualSense in terms of the haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers. So if you guys can, and you do own a PS5, please do yourself a favor and play this as a PS5 version game. I think if you get it digitally, you get the PS4 and PS5 versions anyway. But if you can, and you do own a PS5 or you're going to get one very soon, my suggestion would be to hang fire on getting anything other than the PS5 version, or pick it up now if you know you're going to get one soon. Pick it up now and play it on PS5, just because of the controller and how it works, the haptic feedback, the triggers. It feels amazing, and not just in terms of the guns. I spoke a lot about the guns, but in terms of just the gameplay itself, when you're pulling yourself up on a ledge or you've dropped down somewhere, it actually feels like the air around the controller is falling, and when you hit the ground, it feels like the controller's gone flat, and it's almost, you just sort of look down and you think, you half expect it to look like a pancake and flattened out on the floor, but obviously it's not. But it almost, again, adds another layer of immersion to the game, and it makes you feel like you're there. First person obviously is the big one with this. I really like that they've gone first person. A lot of people are saying they want to see the third person Resident Evil games come back, and I think that's done now. I think it's in the past. Or better yet, they can probably do a mode where you've got third person and first person, but what that would mean then is they would have to restrict the camera from swiveling to the front of Ethan, because the whole selling point of Ethan is that we are Ethan and we can portray Ethan to be who we want him to be and what we think we want him to look like. I think that's a big selling point of what Capcom's trying to do. And obviously if they make a third person viewpoint, people will try and swing the camera around to get a picture of Ethan and see what he actually looks like, and Capcom's not going to do that. And I personally wouldn't really want the whole game of just the back of Ethan. So I think the days of the third person are gone for this type of Resident Evil game. I'm more than happy with the first person aspect. I think it adds to the layer of horror. Everything's more in your face. It feels more open. You feel like you are the character. And it gives you a better viewpoint as well, I think, especially if you're going through the areas trying to look for craftable items, resources, you're reading things, or you're just getting a scope of the land or the level design. It feels more wide-angled, and I think that's the whole point of why they did it. So, thumbs up for that one as well. What more is there to talk about? I just really, really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great horror game, not just in the sense of because it's Resident Evil. I thought it was a fantastic game in general. For those of you that are just fans of horror, to pick it up. It's probably one of the best horror games I've ever played. Is it the best Resident Evil game I've ever played? I think so. My personal favourite has always been Resident Evil 2, and recently with the remake, it's been Resident Evil 2 Remake. But now that that's done, sealed and in the bag, if I was to compare the two, I think this one takes it. I think this is my all-time favourite Resident Evil game. I'm going to say it. With 2 being the next one, and potentially 4 being third in place. But each to their own. But don't just take my word for it, guys. Check out the reviews out there. Other reviews from the big gaming companies and developers, and even the individual ones like myself on YouTube. A lot of people are praising the game. There's personal gripes with it. Some people are saying that it's not as scary. I don't know what world you're living in, whether you're made of iron or something. This is a scary game. There's plenty of jump scares. There's more jump scares than Resident Evil 7. I think it's creepier than Resident Evil 7. It kind of has a Blair Witch vibe to it in places, whereas Resident Evil 7 was more home horror, if that makes sense. Household horror is more to do with stuff you've seen in films. This reminds me of the great old school horror games and horror movies, even stuff like Van Helsing because of the gargoyles, The Village by M. Night Shyamalan, when all the people run and hide because there's creatures walking around, reminds me of that quite a lot. And there's just a lot of gothic vibe to it. Dracula with the castle, Nosferatu, which is obviously the very first horror movie ever, silent movie. It's all folklore stuff, so like Frankenstein, lycans, werewolves, vampires. It's got that sort of vibe to it rather than zombies. And I like that because Resident Evil's always been about zombies, always has been. So it's nice to get a fresh take on something that's still Resident Evil, but it's more horror, if that makes sense. It's moving away from the series a little bit, but still being very relevant to the series. And it's a very clever way of how they've done it. And I think that's why they're pushing it as Village Resident Evil, as you can see from the main menu now. Village is the main thing. Resident Evil is just a very small bit underneath it. And a lot of people are calling it Village. It is the 8th major installment in the series because it's a natural successor to 7. But a lot of people I'm seeing and hearing it being called Village. So I think Capcom are slowly trying to move away from the Resident Evil story, per se, and trying to take their own little spins and side stories against what we already know. And I like that. I think it's a brave move. And I think in this scenario, it's more than paid off. I really, really liked it. Spoilers. The whole Miranda working alongside the other doctors. She lost her child to Spanish flu. Went in the cave. Found some weird goo, basically. And that was the way to regenerate and try and bring her daughter back. She's tested it on everyone in the bloody village. And it just so happens that one of the students was Oswald E. Spencer, the bugger that is the head of Umbrella that started everything that we know in Resident Evil. Miranda was the first one, so he took his inspiration from Miranda, or Mother Miranda, as we now know her, and he took it away and perfected his own craft. He perfected his own virus because he was inspired by it. He found some sort of alter form of it in Africa, which is, as we know, is Resident Evil 5, the Ouroboros, where they've got all the... it does look like the mold, actually, the more you think about it. And when you go away and look at Resident Evil 5, if you've played it, or if you haven't played it, go and look at some footage. You'll see that the monsters in that strongly correspond to the mold from Resident Evil 7 and the lichens and the creatures you see in this one. So there are links there. So the fact that they took that storyline, Oswald Spencer being the man that influenced everything Resident Evil and started Umbrella basically with his chums, it all started with this. And this is kind of a prequel to the whole story. So I like how it's a prequel. I like how it's a sequel. They've done two in the same. So it's a successor to Resident Evil 7 and the 8th major game in the series. And it is in chronological order. But we get lots of hints, lots of backstory, and lots of documents. If you go around and read all the documents, there's loads of information that points to Spencer being the person that was influenced by Miranda to then take his own research away, form his own little band of merry men, and that is what we now know as Umbrella. Crazy, absolutely crazy, but I loved it. I loved how Miranda was the one that created Evelyn, all the stuff that was linked into 7. I was looking at it thinking, how is this related to 7? It's not really related besides Ethan, and the characters themselves. But the more the game goes on, the more it opens up, the more links you can see, not just to 7, but to other games like Resident Evil 5 was touched on, 4 was touched on. Even the nice, the little puns like the Duke said at the very beginning of the game, what are you buying? And he starts laughing and says, oh, it's just something my friend used to say. So the Duke is friends with the merchant in Resident Evil 4. I absolutely love the line where Miranda took the piss out of, Heisenberg took the piss out of Chris for punching a boulder. You boulder punching bastard or whatever it was. And it's a common joke, and I love how Capcom have capitalized on that. It's a very common joke from Resident Evil 5 at the end where Chris punches a boulder into the lava and basically creates a bridge to Wesker to finish him off. And it's just a common joke, who the hell and how the hell could he punch a boulder with his bare fist? And this is not a small rock. We're talking a boulder that, holds up half the cliff. Punch that into the rock with ease. And it's like, hang on a minute. It's just the only part of that game that's a little bit far-fetched, too far-fetched. But it's a running joke and it's an internet joke that's been amongst Resident Evil fans for a long time. And I love how Capcom have taken the piss out of themselves almost by capitalizing on that and saying, you know what, that was stupid, and we're going to put that in the game and we're going to acknowledge it. We're going to wear it like a badge of honor, and we're going to put it in as some dialogue with one of the main villains taking the piss out of Chris for doing it, because he is still Chris Redfield from 5 and he's evolved into what he is now. I absolutely loved that. I thought that was one of the best moments in the game, actually, for me. Really made me chuckle. What else is there to talk about? Just play the game, guys. Just play the damn game. It's well worth the money. It's not full price, so I didn't pay £70 for this. I paid $55, and it was a digital edition, which I got Resident Evil 8 PS4 and PS5 versions. You obviously get the Reverse, which is the multiplayer mode. We will look at that in a couple of weeks, guys, when it's been tweaked, when it's at its actual proper release date. And also there's a Mercenaries mode, which we'll probably have a look at in a separate stream. Might just have a go on it for an hour or so, just so you guys can see what it's about and see what it brings. And you unlock that, by the way, by completing the game, so it's not there until you complete it, but it adds replay value, it adds more value to the game itself. And I'm going to have a little look at the models and stuff now. There's some extra clips in there that they've put in once you completed the game, which might give us a bit more information about the story or some of the characters. And finally, just talking about the story itself. It's amazing. Like I said, I've spoken about how it links into the other games. It's a direct sequel, but also a bit of a prequel. And I just love how they weaved all the characters into it. I don't think this is the end of Ethan. They've sort of written him off, and they sort of gave a message saying that this is the end of Ethan, but part of me thinks it's not. I personally, and this is just me personally now, I personally hope it is. Not because I'm sick of Ethan and I think he's a crap character. I don't. I think he's a great character. And as the games have molded together, see what I did there? He has kind of grown on me a little bit. I think he's a badass. I think the fact that he's just adapted to the mold. He's got regenerative powers, almost like Wolverine, I think is great. It's a nice little spin. But I think he is done now. I think his story's done. I think it's nicely wrapped up. And it does say there the father's story's over at the end. I'm hoping they're now going to pass the torch to Rose, or even Mia. I'll take Mia if that's going to be the next game. But I think Rose will be the next strong candidate for it. Daughter of the great Ethan Winters and all that. Trained by Chris Redfield. All the stuff he went through. She's got some form of power as well, because as we saw at the end, she was giving some lip to the security detail guy about what she can do, and some things not even Chris Redfield knows she can do. So she's keeping some of the stuff in her back pocket, I think. But I don't think she's a mold, but she's obviously got some sort of lineage from Ethan, because the whole premise with Rose is that they stole her to use her DNA to make whatever they needed to make. And if she's still got that, it could possibly grow. She didn't like being called Evelyn. She might actually be Evelyn. You've got to remember, Mother Miranda had her for a set amount of time before Ethan actually got to her, freed her, and she came out of this massive sort of black tar-like crap. I don't know what it was. And she was, God knows how long she was in there for. So she's only a baby. There's a strong chance he ingested a lot of it. You could say a lot of it's down to the DNA and stuff, but she's probably swallowed all the crap that she was kept in until Ethan freed her from Miranda. Could go either way. Or she could be the main villain. She could come back as the main villain. But then who would be the main person? Chris, maybe? I don't know. But I also love the Chris section at the end. The whole where you're going through with a rifle or the hand pistol, just clearing out enemies. It really makes you feel like you've gone from being an average guy to some sort of training, to just being mainly lucky with a lot of the experiences, to someone that knows what he's doing, can handle a gun. It's calm, collective, very precise, or very military in it. And it's not just because we know we're playing as Chris, but that whole switch from how the guns feel to the quality of the guns that he's got. It's got bloody scopes on it, rifles, he's got night vision goggles. And there is a jump there, and it feels like you are jumping into an expert's shoes, which is, again, beautifully done by Capcom. Well done on the gameplay for that. I really, really liked it. And without a shadow of a doubt, there was no doubt in my mind, Chris was always a good guy. Always has been. I think they would ruin it if they made him look like the village idiot. Really, there's another one, free for you. But if he ended up being a villain, I would probably go ballistic. But they didn't do that. They stuck to their roots. They didn't do anything too drastic with Chris. And that part of it did sort of fulfill my expectations. I expected him to, in the end, spill what was going on and explain what was going on, and he did. And he fulfilled his role, played the hero, got out of there. We've been left with some nice little inklings of either DLC that's come in or the next game. Chris is absolutely fuming. Said that we need to go to the BSAA headquarters in Europe and someone needs to pay for it. So that to me personally is hinting at DLC. I don't think that's strong enough and a strong enough storyline to be a separate game in its own right. But I would gladly see that as DLC like they did with 7. I was just glad that Chris got his actual section in the main game rather than it just being DLC. We actually got to play as him for a good sort of half an hour, 45 minutes of the game, where he had insane weapons, abilities, all that kind of stuff. And it really does make a difference. You can really feel that he knows what he's doing. So, I think that's everything. Sound, perfect, couldn't fault it. Gameplay, perfect, couldn't fault it. Story, perfect, couldn't fault it. Horror elements, spot on. Everything's there. If you want to play a horror game, play this game. If you're a fan of Resident Evil, play this game. If you're looking for just something to tie you over, or you're looking for your next adventure, whatever it is, and you've not really delved into any of these games before, play this game. My one and only personal gripe, and I'm going to say it again because it's still sitting sour in the back of my head, is why do they shut the crypt gates when you can't go past and get that bloody plaque to get the Beneviento treasure? Why did you do it, Capcom? Why did you do it? It makes sense that it opens only after you finish the Beneviento boss, i.e. Bride of Chucky, but you've only got a limited amount of time to grab that stone piece. Why is the gate not just left open for the rest of the game until you go back and go, the gate's now open, pick up the piece, go back, and then you get your final treasure piece? No, it gives you a limited amount of time, and if you move forward in the story, the gate, for some random reason, by some sort of supernatural force, shuts on its own, and it just stays locked, and you can't ever open it again, ever. You have to play through the whole damn game. Or if you're lucky enough to do a cloud save or a separate save, you could jump back and do it then. But come on, Capcom, that's it's bloody child's play. Jokes for days, guys, jokes for days. It is a bit child's play though, because it just doesn't make sense. I'm just like, I just want that last treasure piece, and looking up online, a few other people have had the same issue. Hopefully they patch it, but it just seems silly, ridiculous, a bit pointless, and it didn't really make sense to anything. It's not like anything opened the gate. There was no cutscene, there was no inkling that you had a certain amount of time to go to this gate and collect it. You almost forget about it because of what you're doing, and it seems a little bit unfair. It seems a little bit of a cheat way to just sign it off. So lose a point for that. I'm being harsh, but it did sit sour in the back of my head, especially if the completionists out there. Can you imagine going through the whole game, enjoying the story, doing all the side quests, going for the treasure, and you think, right, on the next run I'm just going to do hardcore difficulty, I'm going to go for the platinum, and you just get sideswiped because you moved on with the story and you forgot to get the crest out of the gate that's been locked to the whole game, and you just didn't think to check out that one little section where you come back before you move on. You didn't check the gate. Now the gate is locked forever. Forever. Why? I don't know, but that's my only gripe. But if I was to give it a rating, a solid 9 out of 10. I would have given it a 10 if I was able to get that bloody treasure, and it sounds petty, but it has taken something away from the game. It's just needless. It might be a bug, I don't know. But bloody patch it in, Capcom. The completionists out there will be cheesed if they've gone through the game just to realise they can't nab that now until New Game Plus. So hopefully they patch it. But aside that, it's a perfect experience, guys. Gameplay is amazing, sounds amazing, enemies are brilliant, the bosses are diverse as well. We didn't really talk about the bosses, but each of them have got their own strengths, and there's different tactics to beating them. Some of them it's just all out warfare, some of them you have to duck and hide and do a hit and run. Others it's more of a, not a quick time, but more of a scenery type of fight where you have to lure them to certain areas, flick a switch and they get hit by something, chip away their damage, and then you just finish them off with your weapons. There's tactics to each of them. My personal favourite is still probably Lady D. Not for the obvious reasons you weirdos are thinking of. I just thought the fight was great. She morphed into some weird gargoyle thing, and there was a lot of tactics to it. I had to sort of snipe her from afar, then she swooped in, and I had to do the shotgun. We had to run up like a clock tower, and I liked the set piece for it. I also loved Heisenberg's boss fight as well. The all-out machine, feeling like Mad Max mixed with a Terminator type of fight. That was great too. Didn't think too much of Moro, but that was still fun. It was more of a shoot the barrels, do some damage, stay out of the way when the acid rain comes down. That was okay. And what was the other one? Bride of Chucky was more of a hide and seek. You didn't really have to fight her, but again, how could you really fight something that's 3 foot? That's probably the only way you could have done it, and it was creepy, and it was more quick time. You had to find the doll, just press X to stab it, you do it 3 times and then it dies. So that was not really a boss fight, but it is one of the main bosses. but I don't know what else you could have done with it other than that without it looking stupid, if you see what I mean. So, okay with it, pleased with it. Still my favourite is Lady D's fight, without a shadow of a doubt. Miranda? Yeah, Mother Miranda was good as well. She sucked all the bullets dry from my guns. I literally had, I think, 1, maybe 2 bullets left at the end. But that felt like it was a beast. The toughest fight, I would say, is the propeller guy in the underground bit after you do the factory. You got that propeller guy that just charges at you. He's got a weak spot on the back, but you get hit with the bloody propeller. He does flames as well. But that last little bit where he's on fire and you just need to unload the last little shot into him takes absolutely ages. But luckily I had a mine spare. He stood over it and he was no more. Happy days. He's now history. But that was a tough one. Favourite enemy? There's so many. So different as well. I personally liked the Terminator type enemies in the factory. The ones that had like the face guard and like the red laser. Kind of looked like cyborgs. Those were probably my favourite. But all in all, what a cracking game, ladies and gents. What a cracking game. Just want to say a massive, massive thank you to everyone. Not only for watching this video and for watching the stream, but for watching the full playthrough. I appreciate your time and I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like on it if you did, just to show me some support. Pop some notes in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think. Now that you've seen the ending, or now that you've completed the ending, what did you think? Did you expect anything different? Did it meet your expectations? Was there anything that you were surprised at? And what was your personal rating? Mine is a 9 out of 10. Very, very comfortable game, above average. One of the best games I've played, not just as a horror fan or a Resident Evil fan, but as a gamer in general. Highly recommend you pick this one up, guys, but particularly if you're a horror fan, and it's a must, an absolute must if you're a Resident Evil fan, especially if you liked number 7. It's 7.5. It improves on 7 in every possible way. Story, characters, gameplay, level design, atmosphere, sound, graphics, the lot. It's just 7 times 2. It's better than 7. So thus closes my all-time favourite Resident Evil game. This has now taken the top spot. Resident Evil 2 Remake is second, and for me Resident Evil 4 is number 3. But I highly recommend you check it out, guys. Once again, if you're brand new to the channel, please subscribe, and those of you that are asking what's next, I'll be doing a Resident Evil Reverse stream very soon in the next week or two. We'll have a look at that and just take a look at the mode and see what they've done to upgrade it, how it feels. That's the free multiplayer mode that comes free with this game. And I'll also be doing the Mercenaries mode, which unlocks when you complete the story on this game. Then we will jump back to Immortals Phoenix Rising and finish that playthrough. Lots to do, but lots of fun. Anyway, that is me done for now. I just want to say again, massive thank you for your time, guys. Thank you for spending the time with me watching the video. Hopefully you're not too afraid. If you are, good. If you're not, you need to turn the lights off and wear a 3D audio headset, and then you could join me. But let me know in the comments what you thought. Thanks once again, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you again in the next video. Peace.